said, you sort of come full circle really in your journey with nature. So can you tell us a little bit about that and what you're doing right now?
Well, it's really weird because all I am, really, what I always started as, I'm still the same person, is I was just a normal, I was a normal boy. Some would argue that wasn't the case, but I thought I was a normal boy just pursuing nature. I was just curious about all the living things around me. I'm a biophile in that respect. So it didn't really matter whether it was a bird, a mammal, an insect. It could be a fish. I like diving. I was snorkeling as in the early days. We didn't have our background wasn't particularly affluent, so we didn't have big exotic holidays or anything like that. But we go to the Isle of Wight every year, that sort of thing. And that was it. I was just fascinated with living things, and I didn't really have a plan. People asked me as a kid, what did you want to do when you grew up? And it was, I want to work with animals. I wanted to be a scientist or a museum curator or a zookeeper or a conservationist or something. I didn't really know. I didn't want to be a vet. I always remember being quite cross at people when they assumed I just wanted to work with animals as a vet. And that was it, really. And I just sort of went through life. I bred butterflies. I reared ants. I kept frog spawn. I did all the things which were kind of normal things for a child to do, I think. Yes. They still are, or should be, normal things for a child to do. And then that's what happened. I just followed my nose, really. I went to university just to sort of kill time. And then I worked with butterflies. I didn't get the degree I was supposed to get, so I ended up on the dole. Ended up volunteering for butterfly conservation, started working with rare butterflies, which utilised my sort of niche skill sets quite well. I wanted to shout about it, and this is where the media thing happened. So I started shouting about the conservation work that we were doing because no one else was. And it really is really important to me. And I wanted everyone else to see what was going on. Not what I was doing, but what the team that I was working with, which was Butterfly Conservation, what they were set out to do. And I thought it was really exciting. And what I was fascinated with is fully grown academics. These are actual people, actual adults that have got a life, were reduced to the same sort of identifiable energy. They'd go careering across these slopes with butterfly nets in hand, and I'm just thinking, I can't believe this is a job. Yes. And then one thing led to another. I set up a club for kids called the Bug Club at university. That had a role to play because everyone thought that was quite cool. I got a lot of press interest, and TV picked up on it. So I did a lot of radio, then a lot of newspaper articles on it, and I was interviewed a lot. Then we went off and did Blue Peter, I believe, in London. We recorded that. And that then, someone said, well, you're quite good at this, you should think about it. And that was, I didn't really, I just kind of thought, well, that's just interesting. And then I went auditioned for a program, got that. I ended up presenting a program for the BBC called Nature Detectives. Then someone working on that was also working on the Really Wild Show, which was a kids' wildlife program, and which I used to watch as a kid. So it was kind of weird to end up presenting the program that my favourite program as a kid. And then I worked with a lot of my heroes as a consequence of that. And that was it, really. Then the TV section happened. That was the TV section of my life. And then recently, after COVID, the whole environment's changed, and the opportunities weren't there. The broadcast world's completely reorganised. I've got older, so my face doesn't fit in the same way. There's not space for people like me anymore. So it was kind of, well, I could either keep fighting it and being dissatisfied with this pursuing a media career that doesn't want me anymore, which is pointless. You're banging it against a brick wall. Or you rethink things. And I ended up moving up to the Cairngorms. I've been living on Dartmoor most of my adult life, and I ended up moving up to the Cairngorms just after COVID. And I don't know, I just found myself, it's really weird. I found the real pleasures that in life, the things that I started off doing, and then weirdly enough, I've accidentally got into another job now. So I still guide, I take people out and show them stuff. I still will do broadcast if the opportunities are there. I'm writing, quite enjoy writing. It fits in quite nice. Our winters are long and dark in Scotland, so I sit down, I use those to write and organise my photos and stuff like that. I do all those sort of jobs during the winter, but during the field season, I'm now an ant farmer. So weird enough, I'm doing exactly what seems to be a misspent youth. Is a skill set that I never thought I'd ever apply to a project with a really clear purpose. So I'm trying to save a species of highly endangered ant called the narrow-headed ant. and
Right.
and that's my current status in life. I'm a full-blown ant farm, but I've now filled up my house is now full of ants, which my wife isn't that happy about. So I'm in the process of converting a shed into my ant farm.
Right.
So,
Yes.
but yeah, I cycled into my site. So one of the sites that I'm collecting the virgin queens and the males from, the flying ants, I'm collecting from. I had to cycle in. I cycle into Abernethy, RSPB Abernethy. So it's a beautiful reserve. One of the, I mean, I said it in a little video I presented the other day, which was, I remember going, it was a form of ecstasy. I literally cycled in, which I love my bike, so I mountain biked into site through the most beautiful old growth pine forest, which is magical anyway. I had a pine marten run across the track. There's red squirrels there. I know I can hear there's kappa. There's some young kappa in the site, not far from where I'm working. Can't go there because I don't want to disturb them, but they're there. I've got crested tit, crossbill, all the birdie references, ospreys overhead, even saw an eagle from sight. And I'm bugging. I'm sitting here bugging. I'm bugging with purpose in a beautiful location. Loads of butterflies around me, some really cool beetles as well. So everything's of interest. The sun's out. Getting paid for this.
Yeah.
And I just had that. Do you know what? This is the happiest I've been for years. So so that is where I'm now, and I'm loving it. And I got goodness knows where the next chapter is going to take me, but it doesn't really matter. I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up.
Yes,
So it's just keep it up. You know?
but sort of keep finding your way, trying different things, and carrying on with that journey.
That's all I've been. I've always been self-employed and freelance. So and as a naturalist, because it's not many people can be a naturalist. I guess it's like it's a bit of an old school definition. Someone's a bit of an all-rounder. You've got to kind of be adaptable. You can't say I'm just going to be an author unless you're really, really good. You won't actually. I'm not, because I'm probably not that good. But you can't make a living at just that. I turn my hand to anything that comes my way, and if it's interesting, and it keeps me interested. It always has downside, which is sometimes you don't know where the next bug's coming from, or next bug's coming from even. But at the moment, everything's quite good, really, and I love coming here. This is my annual catch up at BirdFair, so I keep up with all the communities that I know, and I've been coming here since the, I guess, early 90s, really, and enjoying it just as much. Changed, a lot of things have changed, but I'm really enjoying it.
Brilliant, and we saw you in the optics tent. So are you doing some work with Zeiss?
Yeah, so Zeiss have been Zeiss supported me right from the get go. So I use optics for all sorts of things. So I use, obviously, the binoculars are useful for my guiding, so bird watching all the time. I'm doing a lot of bird work. It's the other thing I didn't mention. I do a lot of moorland breeding bird surveys, or mountain breeding bird surveys, whatever you want to use the app for. So I'm up on the hill quite a lot, counting birds, looking for nesting, signs of nesting and stuff. So I use them all the time. So I'm using binoculars all the time and scopes. But I also use optics for the smaller things, so hand lenses, microscopes, and also my reading glasses are also Zeiss glass as well. So every bit of glass I put to my face has got this Zeiss. I also use their trail cameras. So it's like I'm a bit of a one-stop shop. I pretty much use all their products to full capacity, and I'm working and helping them develop some ideas with stuff as well. So a really exciting, and they're supporting a lot of stuff. That's why I like they're supporting a lot of conservation projects, supporting things like the BirdFair, but they're also supporting things within it. So what I love about this BirdFair is we've got a new generation of young folk that are also encouraging the new young folk coming into the BirdFair. So for the first time in ages, we've got a pretty flourishing youth section where there's things for young people to do. My daughter has even turned up this year. She came when she was 6. Decided probably what my mum probably put her off it a little bit, and now she's decided, without any pushing from me, she's decided she quite likes the idea of a career in conservation, and she's volunteering on a stand, meeting people, inspiring people, inspiring authors. She even said to me last night as we left the fair, she goes, "God, I've met the most inspirational women today. It's been amazing." So she's really getting it, and that's what I want, and that's what another one of those. I guess it's not often talked about advantage of the BirdFair. It's not just a good place with lots of cool stuff. There's some amazing people here, and everyone's very approachable and friendly. And as a consequence, you can you can move forward. You can understand people. You can get advice. There's a whole heap of stuff you can do here. It's not just about buying stuff,
No.
which is a mistake if that's what you've just come here to do. By all means, come in and buy stuff, but it's much more than that. You'll be missing the big point.
Yeah, it really is. You learn so much,
Yeah.
and you never know who you're going to meet, and it's just so inspirational, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's great.
That's brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Nick,
Pleasure.
for that.
Pleasure.
And taking time. I know you're busy schedule.
That's all right. Well, I needed to sit down, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. It's been so hot. It's been so hot, and I've been on my feet all day, so it's quite nice to sit in a shady corner of a paddock chatting to you.